Mason Graham, Browns first-round pick, reached out to Maliek Collins, a defensive tackle who the Browns signed as a free agent in the offseason. The two worked out together, and Graham explained why he reached out to Collins in the first place.
I just like the way he plays, and then when I seen he got signed here, I immediately attached myself to him, and I just, that's a player, has done a lot of good things, he can really rush the passer, so I just thought, I've seen him around before, because we worked with the same guy, but just thought he was a good, veteran player that I should, try to model after and do what he does.
So you had watched a bunch of his film previously. What do you like so much about his game?
I just like his twitchiness, and he's sudden, he can he'll run through guys, and he'll just make people miss too, so I just feel like he's an all-around good player.
Fred, what did you think of the way the defensive line in particular played? You had guys that are fighting for, the back end of that roster spot, making plays and getting sacks.
Yeah, I liked what I saw in the little bit of Mason Graham. I like in talking to him yesterday, he's not satisfied. He thinks he has a lot to learn, a lot to do, a lot to improve on. And yet in the little time I saw him kind of bull rush and move, he was getting double teamed. I think on the third play of the game, they were double teaming him. And that was the first team Panthers offense. So that will bode well if teams are going to try. Now obviously Myles Garrett wasn't out there, but if they try to double team him when Myles Garrett's out there, Garrett's going to have a heyday. And likewise, they can't double team everybody. So Maliek Collins right next to him, I like that they're going to drive each other. And I like the young guy. He doesn't act like, he's very unassuming. You would have a tough time saying this guy was the fifth player picked in the draft. He just looks kind of like that blue collar, go to work, lunch pail guy that just shows up and does his job. But he talked about, since he's been here, dropping some fat, getting more lean body mass, and now building strength back up. So I like what I saw the other night. I like what I saw Carson Schlesinger, and I think those two guys, they really need them to hit the ground running, because they lost three starters before they even start the season. Of course, they knew JOK was not going to play this year, and that's one of the big reasons they brought in Schlesinger. But then Hicks retired, and so Schlesinger was probably, someday they kind of thought maybe would take over for Hicks, but he's now taken over as the green dot as a rookie. And then you lost Martin Emerson. So they need those two guys inside to really step up. And so far so good. I like what I saw out of both of them. I thought Schlesinger, he was only in a little bit. He had 6 tackles. He was, at least in the first game, he was a tackling machine, and that's kind of what he was billed as, led the FBS in solo tackles last year. So I like Julian Aquer. I think he had a couple sacks. Alex Wright had a sack. I like the pressure. And even some of that was against the Panthers' first team. But that's what Jim Schwartz has vowed, is that aggressive attacking pass rush, and the defensive lines where it comes from. That's what they're going to need this year.